I think marriage is going to be amazing. I don't think a whole lot's going to change. I think we've been pretty happy the last 9.5 years. And I think it's going to be awesome.
And I guess maybe a couple kids in the picture, so hopefully we'll still just continue the fun like we've been having and just have more fun with kids.
It wasn't always fun and talk of babies. Or was it? Tonight, we look at Dave and Tenille as you have never seen them before, on Behind the Marriage. Our story begins in the early 90s, a time when Will Smith would make us laugh annoying his Uncle Phil in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The Flintstones would entertain us every lunch hour, and a young Dave Brown became bitten by the Hollywood acting bug. A reluctant Jim and Diane sent Dave to his first audition.
Well, I first met Dave actually at an audition for the critically acclaimed Power Rangers movie. Dave had one of the best audition tapes that I'd ever seen before. But what really brought us together was our love for Murder, She Wrote and Angela Lansbury.
I honestly can't remember learning it. I think it's just one of those talents I was born with.
As strong as Dave's skills as an actor were, the role eventually went to Jason David Frank. At the same time, Tenille was pursuing her passion as the president for Children Against Childhood Actors.
Tenille's always making up some cause as an excuse to socialize. Personally, I think she was just trying to meet guys.
Tenille pursued these causes for 9.5 years. They were something that seemed important to her.
Well, it's going to be very important, yeah. I've been waiting for almost 9.5 years.
As it turns out, after 9.5 years, Children Against Childhood Actors was a complete failure. No one was willing to join, and her spirits were down. But that all changed one Sunday afternoon.
Well, I took Dave to this actor thing, this protest. We'd actually gone with the full intent of taking the president. As it turns out, I think it was love at first sight.
But what was it about Tenille that really appealed to Dave?
Probably sense of humor, her personality, and her butt.
As it turns out, Tenille had no interest in dating a child actor.
Dave, he really wanted to be with Tenille. He gave up that childhood acting career for juggling and magic.
It still is something not many people can do, so it's a dorky thing that I like.
I would say I was definitely born with the ability to do that.
Dave's continued pursuit for Tenille eventually led to a first date, which led to a first kiss, which led to their first night together. However, their thoughts of the night varied.
It was alright. It took a while to get to that point, so it was much anticipated, and yeah, it's good.
Mediocre at best.
That first night eventually led to many more. Dave and Tenille were soon inseparable. They spent every hour together. Soon their worlds were only of each other.
Tenille wouldn't stop talking about Dave. Personally, I was getting so sick of it.
Their love was like two perfectly paired pieces of fruit. Tenille was the cherries to Dave's banana, but like all fruit, it eventually began to rot.
I'll never forget that day at the cabin. Everyone was drinking. Tenille, she wanted one more ride. And Dave, he was driving the boat. Tenille, she got injured.
The next day, Tenille's basketball team went on to win the championships without her. She was devastated. As a result, their once fairy tale relationship had ended. Or had it? Dave slipped into an alcoholic haze with his days and nights blending together, whereas Tenille took a much safer route as a lady of the night.
Well, those were very dark days of extremes. On one hand, Dave was extremely fun, and Tenille, she was extremely expensive.
One night when he was at his lowest, Dave pulled up to his favorite street corner. To his surprise, it was Tenille, the love of his life, who stuck her head in the window and ultimately back into his heart. The rest is history. Or is it? Oh, it is.
coast to make you smile. It feels like look at each of you, capture all that style. You're the red, white, and blue, the fun and things you do. America, America, this is you. Stories from your friends next door, but they never told